I will answer the question about improved short-term memory. The first question is, what is the correlation between short-term memory and interpreting? Short-term memory plays a major role in interpreting. When we receive an input from the environment, it is transferred to our sensory registers where it remains for less than a second. The message is encoded either in the form of acoustic, visual, or semantic data and thereafter moved to our short-term memory where it remains for less than 30 seconds. According to Daniel Chill, there are three efforts, each of which with their own role in the limited supply of processing capacity. First is listening and analysis effort. Comprehension tasks include analyzing acoustic properties, identifying sounds, sound sequences, and deciphering words. And second is production effort, the portion of interpreting that involves creating the message in one's mind and delivering it. This is called production. And the last one is short-term memory effort. With relation to all ongoing procedures, during interpretation, the delay between the time the speech is delivered and the time it is being analyzed necessitates short-term memory operations. Additionally, short-term memory plays a part between the time speech sounds are analyzed and transformed into ideas and the time the speech is produced. Due to context issues or particular linguistic characteristics such as difficult to understand accent, unclear speech, or dense material given, this effort may be made more difficult. Moreover, it is more difficult to retrieve information if the source and target language differ in syntactic structure, necessitating early reformulation of speech segments. Okay, the second question is, what are the exercises to improve short-term memory? The first exercise is shadowing. Usually, the interpreter is a word or two behind the speaker while the other repeats what is being said. It is also very good for memory development because it forces the performer to store and remember small groups of sounds, words, and information in a relatively short period of time. The text used in this exercise should be relatively small, but can gradually increase. If you work in a group, one can read the text and the other can repeat it. And the second exercise is shadowing with a twice. Reverse interpreting involves repeating the speaker's words to word, allowing the interpreter to focus on remembering without having to deal with speaking and listening simultaneously. The third exercise is free shadowing with the twice. The interpreter's auditory and semantic will be put to the test at this point. In this exercise, the interpreter not only verbatim repeats what was said, but also makes an effort to rephrase it whenever possible, as it is seen as the first step into a free translation. This paraphrasing of the original is typically discouraged in legal contexts. although it doesn't pose any difficulties as a memory exercise. Sorry. The fourth exercise is attentive listening for key elements. For memory recall, careful listening is a crucial component. It will be impossible to remember something later if we have not paid close attention. Finding the main elements of a speech is the first step in attentive listening. You should be able to listen to a brief narrative or descriptive text, for instance, and respond to the question who, what, when, where, why, and how. Even though you might not be able to respond to all of these questions, being able to do so shows that you paid attention to the important details. Any descriptive or narrative material may be utilized in this exercise, and if you are working in a group rather than alone, you can ask a worker to read and text aloud. Okay, the next exercise, or the fifth exercise, is progressively expanding the capacity to recall. The exercise is based on a 50 until 60 word speech and involves recalling the main ideas and then recalling more details. The interpreter should read the material aloud and note the essential points. After hearing the material again, the interpreter should be able to elaborate on the important points. The goal is to accurately recall every element of a speech of 50 words after hearing it just once, using any descriptive or narrative text. The sixth exercise is visualization. Visual learners retain information better than abstract ideas by conjuring up mental image. Visualization is an effective tool for both interpreters to remember and retain details provided by witness. Pictures should be shown sequentially and step by step to aid in interpreters' ability to reconstruct an entire scenario. Exercise is visualization can be done orally or by drawing, and any text can be used. And seventh exercise is segmentation. This exercise is based on the idea that it is easier to remember several smaller, less dense chunks of information than just one or two bigger dense portions. Oral and written text can be used for segmenting the text, and long sentences and information should be found in writings. Exercise 8 is recognizing incoherent or ambiguous message. The goal of this exercise is not specifically deal with the unclear or incoherent segment. Rather, it is to simply identify it in an effort to remember it. You should gather any instances of ambiguous or illogical statements or sections you might come across since you will need them. And last exercise is remembering message you disagree with or find offensive. Disagree with or find offensive, putting yourself in the speaker's place is one strategy for handling such material. To get better with this exercise, start by summarizing a continuous paragraph before moving on to the more free form shadowing. These are just a handful of the activities or exercise that can be used to improve short-term memory. The effectiveness of each of these exercises may vary from person to person due to the fact that everyone's thoughts are unique. Also, the science memory is something that is developed gradually. It is important to gather enough material for the various exercises and to be very patient. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.